So the first thing you want to do is remove these two pieces here on the side. You can just go ahead and put in a dash removal tool, and then you can go ahead and pull on it. There we go. That's the first piece out, and then you can do it for the other side. Once you've removed those two pieces, the next piece will be the gear knob shifter, and then you'll be removing this piece right over here. For the gear knob shifter, just drop it down, take out the pin from inside, pull it forwards towards you, and then pull it up, and then you can go ahead and pull this one. Remember to open up the armrest, and then you can go ahead and just pull on it from the side. Try and pull on it equally and balance so you don't snap the plastic. The next part would be to remove all these screws here. Go ahead and pull out the keypad once you've removed all 4 screws on the side there. Disconnect all the connectors at the back of it. Once you've removed the keypad, go ahead and tug on this and pull it out as well. There we go, just like that. Disconnect the connector behind it. We now need to remove the factory screen. You'll just need to tug the bottom of the trim and then work your way around the screen. Once you've gone ahead and lifted the upper trim above the screen, go ahead and remove the 2 screws underneath here, and then the 2 screws just above the screen there, and then you can safely pry out the screen just on plastic clips. Once you've gone ahead and pried out the factory screen, there are 2 connectors. It does vary for some GTR models. The Japanese models are equipped with a blue LVDS type connector, and then the later models after 2010 will be equipped with a brown like LVDS connector. Once you've done the top part of the dashboard, you'll need to work your way down and get to the head unit, which sits behind this CD player trim. Go ahead and remove this piece right here, which is just on clips. Once you've gone ahead and disconnected the trim off its clips, there is one small connector at the front and the stop start button connector there as well. You'll need to disconnect those. Once you've gone ahead and removed the transmission trim, we'll go ahead and remove the screw in there and screw in there to remove the CD player trim. There is also a screw at the bottom there and just there in the other corner as well. So 2 at the top of the trim and then 2 at the bottom of the trim deeper in there. Once you've removed all 4 screws, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, there is a connector here that you must disconnect, then you can remove out the CD trim. Once you've removed the CD player trim, you now have access to the head unit. You need to remove 2 screws, one down here and one down there. Once you've done those, just disconnect all the connectors behind the head unit, and then you have access to all the connectors. Some might find it easier to remove just one side of these kick panels here, so just disconnect this so you have easier access behind the head unit to disconnect all the connectors. To make it easier for myself, I did go ahead and remove the side panel. It's just on clips 1 and 2. You can do the same thing on the other side if you want to do so. As you can see here, I've gone ahead and disconnected all the connectors, and it is indeed a Japanese style head unit. This is what your Japanese models look like. They have a blue like LVDS connector there, and if some of your head units have this kind of wiring attached, that just means it's grounded. You will need to use the grounding on the main harness of the Tesla style kit. It's right there, as you can see it with a gold tip. You'll need to connect this to a ground somewhere in the vehicle to power on the Tesla style unit. Only if your head unit has a wire connected from the main harness to the head unit like this, it's time to install the Tesla style screen. Now, we are provided this bracket inside the package. So what we need to do with this is simply just place it like this. Let the 2 holes align. As you can see here, 2 holes have aligned down at the bottom and at the top. Then you can go ahead, screw these on with the original screws from factory. Screw them on. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and placed the bracket. It's nice and tight. All 4 screws have gone in. The best part about the GTR is the AC box is already separated from the head unit, unlike other Nissan and Infiniti vehicles. You don't need to remove this AC box, leave it as it is, leave it connected. I know, it's going to look messy, but I promise you only need to worry about 2 or 3 connectors. Power and speaker, AC, radio antenna, and off you go. These go to the Tesla style screen. Now obviously you can fit with other options that you'd like, obviously based on different models of vehicles. You might need to install the reverse camera, but at the end of the day everything's pretty much straightforward. It only fits in one spot. I've gone ahead and connected the power and the AC at the bottom there. As you can see, it's very straightforward. I've only connected 2 connectors in this model, radio antenna, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is not needed in the GTR because they're all just for the keypads and the screen. Don't forget to connect the antennas to the screen, to the back of the screen where you see the threading there, and don't forget to connect the USB ports as well and place them wherever you like behind the dashboard. I found that the best place to connect the ground wire for the Tesla style screen from the main harness is just on the metal screen bracket. Remember, only some models need to be grounded. Now you'll notice two look-alike brackets. You'll need to use one or the other depending on which side your steering wheel is. Left hand, right hand, use applicable bracket. You'll know which one to use because it won't sit flush. So if it doesn't sit flush, use the other bracket, it will sit much better. Once you've installed and used the applicable knob controller and its trim, go ahead and connect it to the screen. Now you can finally mount the screen onto the dashboard and the bracket that we installed earlier. Once you've gone ahead and connected the clips into the bracket that we installed earlier, just go ahead and screw in the two screws at the bottom here to secure the screen even further. So in order, you'll need to put the CD player trim first, and then you'll need to put the switches and the hazard light whilst lifting and holding the screen so this can go underneath. As you can see, there are two little clip edges there that will need to go underneath the screen. So I'll go ahead and show you how that's done. So just like that, we have the CD player trim first, second with the switches and the hazard light, then lay the screen over the switches. So now you're ready for the final 4 screws here, and then you can go ahead and start putting the other transmission trims back together. I'll go ahead and show you how that's done. Now before fully committing, like I said before, you'll need to test everything, make sure you're happy before going ahead to putting the dash back together. So let's go ahead and test the AC. Lower the temperature there, AC on and off, front demister, or you can just open up this menu here and change the AC controls on this menu. On, fan speed there, cool, and then you can lower the temperature there, change the mode, head, feet, whatever, and then you can change the front and rear demisters, dual zone, turn off, bang, there it is, and then swipe down to exit the AC screen. Now, like I said before, this model does not have the factory reverse camera. I'll go ahead and chuck it in reverse to show you an example though. There is no signal at the moment, but the dynamic guidelines will stay depending on the steering wheel angle. Next, we'll go ahead and look at the settings, different apps you can do, and connecting Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So just on my phone, I'm going to open up Car Auto on the screen first, and then on my phone, I'm going to go to Bluetooth, and then I'm going to look for the screen. If it doesn't come up at the bottom there, all you need to do is just go to the Bluetooth app on the actual screen itself, Bluetooth, and then the connection up here, and stay on this section here. It's appeared on my phone, so GT6, tap that, pair, allow, and then you're going to go ahead and click use CarPlay, and then go ahead, lock your phone, and you'll see that it's connecting to the screen. But eventually it'll connect, and every other time after that will be much faster. Okay, volume control on the steering works, seeking tracks will work as well. There we go. So right now I'm inside Apple CarPlay. If I wanted to go back to the Tesla style screen software, exit up here, and then we're back at the main menu, the Android based software for the Tesla style screen. On this screen you can do many other things like change the lights around your switches, install APKs, camera to view your camera. If you wanted to get rid of this little fella over here, just click the symbol next to him, settings up the top, and then you can go ahead and turn off floating icon. And as you can see, it's disappeared. Now if you